Hey, Cal here, and I want to talk about analyzing a rental property to make sure it cash flows before you close on the deal. And specifically, I want to talk about the expense that a lot of people forget to account for, which is vacancy. So the whole point, at least in my opinion, when you buy a rental property is you want to be able to cash flow every month. So basically what that means is when you collect rent, pay all your expenses, there should be money left over that goes in your pocket. Okay, that's to me the whole point in investing in rental properties. And of course you get appreciation. That's kind of icing on the cake as far as I'm concerned. But you want to be able to get cash flow, okay? And so when you're running your numbers, a lot of new investors forget about vacancy and how to factor vacancy costs into their analysis before they buy the property. Okay, so this is what I do. I'm always going to assume, no matter how hot the rental market is, okay, I'm always going to assume that there's at least 1 month out of every year that I own that rental property that it's going to be vacant, right? Because we can never control the lives of our tenants. People pass away, people move, people get divorced, people get relocated because of jobs, people find better places to live that they like better, whatever it might be. Your tenants may eventually move out, okay? Or you may have to evict them. Hopefully not, but you may have to kick them out, okay? In either case, you always want to assume that there's going to be at least 1 month where that property is going to be sitting vacant and you're not going to be earning rental income that month, okay? So how I factor that in is I take the total rent for a full year, and it usually works out to about 8%. So I think if you take 1 divided by 12, it's about 8%, 1 month out of 12, okay? So when I'm running my numbers, I take 8% of the rent, I factor that in. Each month is going to go towards vacancy. And what that means is I'm going to put that money aside, and then if my property is vacant, I bought that property at a low enough price that I should be able to have enough cash flow that even if that property sits vacant for 1 month, I'm not going to lose money. I'm still going to come out ahead. Okay, so that's how that works. Now you may want to check with local property managers in the area to see what the actual vacancy rate is for that neighborhood or for that market. Because some places it might be more than 1 month is the average. If it's a high turnover area, you might want to use 2 months of vacancy or maybe even 3 months of vacancy. Okay, so it's worth putting a little research in, calling some property management companies, calling some realtors that work with landlords, or even talking to other landlords that have a lot of rental properties in that neighborhood or in that city, and just ask them what their average vacancy rate is, and then use that number. So if it's 2 months out of the year, then you're going to want to put in about 16%, I think. Anyways, I don't have a calculator, but you know what I mean. So you're going to take 2 months out of 12, which is 1/6, whatever that is. That's the percentage you're going to take out of your annual rent every year and set that aside for vacancy.